You also mentioned self-service, and I know you're a big advocate for self-service data. What are some lessons learned here? And take us a little bit through what your tech stack looks like to achieve this.
Yeah, so self-service analytics is really something that I'm a big fan of, where it takes the IT people out of the business of creating more and more reports that people maybe rarely look at. Right? So think about a typical scenario where somebody requests a report and somebody in IT goes and asks for requirements and goes builds it and tests it and delivers it in a few weeks, maybe sometimes in a few months, and then somebody looks at it a couple times and then the requirements change and then either they come back and ask for a different report or they just stop using it. And so I've been in organizations where there are thousands and thousands of reports, whatever technology you build them in. And I don't know how many reports people actually look at, but thousands and thousands of reports seems like a lot. Um, and there were self-service technologies in the past, but I think the maturity has come to a point where by marrying AI and conversational AI into this, um, previously even self-service analytics tools required the users to have some idea of the data structures behind and be able to navigate the data structures. Um, and that was feasible in some cases, but in many cases, you're not going to teach SQL and other things to a wide range of people. And even if they're trained on it, you're not always sure they're getting the right answer because how much can you train a person on all these technologies. So with the introduction of some of these self-service analytics tools combined with the AI, conversational AI, people can actually ask English language questions to the data that they have access to. So we've deployed um, hotspot technology to be able to provide self-service analytics to our teams where they have access to the data. They can have conversational questions. And we've also incorporated the data security aspects to it, where if you were to ask, uh, what are my sales for the last quarter? Um, well, I already know who you are. I already know what you have access to. And if you're a rep in, say, New Jersey, where you're at, then I'm going to give you data that's specific to New Jersey. And if you were to ask a question saying, what are my sales in Europe? The answer would be zero. Whereas if the GM of the business asked that same question of access to the global data, they would get access to, and then you can slice and dice and have follow up questions. So I think the game changer was the ability to combine conversational AI with some of these self-service analytics tools where people could just ask English language questions and get data, and then they could then use it, and then they could save those queries. And so the key is, first of all, taking the IT folks out of the chain. When someone needs access to data, they can get access to data. And the second aspect is that the learning curve in terms of the complexity of knowing the data structures is gone, where they can just basically ask a question and get information. So that's where I'm heavily pushing my teams to expand the use of self-service analytics. My goal is that in exceptional scenarios, we will create reports and so on that's needed. But if you need access to data, you have access to data.